The lost land of Doggerland beneath the North Sea. Europe's Atlantis? Imagine standing on the shores of northern Europe 10,000 years ago. Instead of a sea stretching to the horizon, you would see rolling hills, rivers teeming with life, forests filled with deer, mammoths, and perhaps humans. This was Doggerland, a vast stretch of land that once connected Britain to mainland Europe. For thousands of years, it was home to thriving communities. And then, almost overnight, it was gone. Swallowed by rising seas at the end of the last ice age. Today, Doggerland lies hidden beneath the waves of the North Sea. But new discoveries, from fossils and artifacts dredged up by fishing nets, to high-tech 2025 sonar scans, to Urungi, reveal a lost world. Some call it Europe's Atlantis, and its secrets may change everything we know about early civilization. Doggerland, the continent that vanished. Doggerland once covered more than 100,000 square miles, stretching from Britain across the North Sea to the Netherlands, Germany, and Denmark. For tens of thousands of years, Ice Age hunters roamed its plains. They built camps, hunted reindeer and aurochs, and perhaps constructed permanent villages where families thrived for generations. But around 8,000 years ago, melting glaciers caused sea levels to rise rapidly, drowning entire communities. By 6000 BCE, Doggerland had vanished beneath the waves, leaving only scattered islands. To the people who lived there, it must have felt like the end of the world. Myths of great floods, told in cultures across Europe, may be memories of Doggerland's drowning. The North Sea's hidden treasures. For centuries, fishermen working the North Sea pulled strange artifacts from their nets. Flint tools shaped by human hands. Antler harpoons used for hunting. Fossilized bones of mammoths, and even humans. At first dismissed as curiosities, archaeologists later realized these were remnants of Doggerland. In the 20th century, oil and gas companies surveying the seabed confirmed it. Beneath the mud and sand lay traces of rivers, forests, and even settlement sites. Doggerland was not a myth. It was real. Breakthrough discoveries of 2024-2025. Recent years have brought Doggerland into the spotlight like never before. 2024. Ancient DNA in sediments. Seabed cores revealed DNA of animals, plants, and humans, proving Doggerland was lush and populated long after once believed. 2025. Sonar Mapping Project. Multi-beam sonar uncovered rectilinear foundations buried beneath silt. Could these be remnants of villages or proto-cities? 2025. Human footprints. On the Norfolk coast, archaeologists uncovered preserved human footprints dating back over 8,000 years. Direct evidence of families living on the edges of Doggerland. These discoveries suggest Doggerland was more than hunting camps. It may have been a cradle of civilization. A land of rivers and lakes. At its height, Doggerland was a paradise of grassy plains, thick forests, and rivers winding into vast lakes. Archaeologists believe it supported tens of thousands of people. They lived in wooden houses, carved tools from bone and flint, and hunted red deer, wild boar, and aurochs. Rivers provided fresh water, while fertile soils allowed early farming experiments. Doggerland may have been one of the most desirable places to live in Ice Age Europe, a lost paradise now buried beneath the sea. Myth and memory. Flood myths appear across Europe. Could Doggerland be their origin? Celtic myths speak of lands swallowed by the sea, where church bells can still be heard beneath the waves. Norse legends describe drowned realms and gods retreating as waters rose. To the survivors of Doggerland, forced to flee inland, the trauma must have been immense. Those memories could have shaped myths that echo across millennia. The sea that swallowed a civilization. By 6000 BCE, Doggerland was vanishing. Vast forests turned to marshes, rivers became estuaries, and plains were swallowed by the North Sea. Geologists point to the Storegga Slide, a massive underwater landslide off Norway around 6200 BCE. It triggered a mega-tsunami that smashed into Scotland, Norway, and Doggerland. Imagine standing in a thriving settlement, only to see walls of water rising above the horizon. Entire communities may have been obliterated in a single day. Doggerland was not simply drowned slowly, it was catastrophically destroyed. The human cost: life before the waves. Archaeologists are piecing together Doggerland's story. Flint arrowheads reveal skilled hunters stalking deer. Bone harpoons tell of fishing expeditions. Hearths preserved in peat show families gathered around fires. But new finds suggest something more. In 2024, pollen and seeds from the seabed revealed traces of cultivated plants. This hints Doggerland's people may have experimented with farming earlier than believed. If true, Doggerland was not merely a land bridge. It was a center of innovation, a civilization erased before it could leave monuments behind. Recent discoveries: 2024, 2025. The past 2 years delivered explosive revelations. Sonar city grids, 2025. Rectilinear formations resembling streets and foundations were mapped off the Dutch coast. DNA of lost peoples, 2024. Sediment samples revealed human DNA with markers not found in surviving groups. Norfolk footprints, 2025. Trails of men, women, and children fleeing inland, dated 8,200 years ago. Submerged tools, 2025. Divers recovered axes, arrowheads, and bone tools showing skilled artisanship. Piece by piece, Doggerland is emerging not as a forgotten swamp, but as a lost civilization. Doggerland and the Atlantis connection. Could Doggerland be Europe's real Atlantis? Plato described a land lost to floods, and Doggerland's sudden destruction fits the pattern. Survivors could have carried their knowledge into Britain, Scandinavia, and mainland Europe, seeding legends of drowned kingdoms. Perhaps Atlantis is not one place, but many, and Doggerland is one of them. Advanced knowledge or coincidence? Some researchers believe Doggerland's people were more advanced than accepted. The geometry of sonar finds suggests deliberate construction. Evidence of early farming indicates innovation centuries ahead of schedule. Its vast size could have supported tens of thousands, enough for complex societies. Was Doggerland the missing link between hunter-gatherers and early civilizations? Why Doggerland matters today? The rediscovery of Doggerland is more than archaeology. It challenges our understanding of resilience, climate change, and memory. Doggerland shows how civilizations can vanish almost overnight. It proves that history is not a steady march forward, but fragile and shaped by catastrophe. And it forces us to ask, how many other Doggerlands lie hidden beneath the oceans, waiting to be rediscovered? Forbidden theories. Some argue Doggerland may have hosted megalithic structures. In 2025, divers reported sonar anomalies resembling stone circles, though unverified. Others link Doggerland to legends of giants and strange beings. Folklore tells of tall, powerful people who vanished into the sea. Echoes, perhaps, of its inhabitants. The future of exploration. International teams are planning excavations using robotic submarines and AI. By 2030, we may have maps of entire submerged valleys and settlements. But obstacles remain. Oil and gas interests control much of the North Sea. Some warn that politically sensitive discoveries, like proto-cities or advanced technology, could be suppressed. Doggerland may still hide secrets too disruptive for mainstream history. The emotional power of a lost homeland. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of Doggerland is its humanity. Families lived, laughed, and died here, only to see their world swallowed by the sea. Standing on Britain's cliffs today, gazing at the North Sea, you are looking at what was once Doggerland. Beneath those waves lies a drowned paradise. Every artifact dredged up, every footprint uncovered, is a whisper from that lost world, calling us to remember. The Atlantis of the North. Doggerland is no longer invisible. With every sonar scan, every artifact, and every myth re-examined, we move closer to rewriting its story. This was a land that connected peoples, fostered innovation, and vanished in cataclysm. The real question is, how advanced was it? Was it a cradle of civilization erased before history began? Doggerland is not just a lost land. It is a forbidden memory waiting to be revealed.